to the doctor?
And then it'll be
Anybody need an additional fill?
No, thanks.
Oh, where are you over?
So, gosh, we have a really large group here, and that's pretty exciting. So this is actually the third check presentation that we've done from Team Baker. And this is the most unique check presentation that we've done for Team Baker. This is an organization that, as far as I know, Sammons hasn't supported yet directly. So my name is Christy Tripp, and I am the administrative assistant for the lead for Team Baker. His name is Brian Baker, and he's the vice president of IT for Sammons Financial Group. And we have a leader in every single team. Sammons Financial Group is a very philanthropic organization in Sioux Falls. Okay, and that came down from our founder, who was Charles Sammons, who was actually from Dallas. But we believe our mission is to make lives better. And part of that mission is to make life better for the communities that we live in. So we have an executive committee that sits around a big board table, and every year they field requests from people in the community for donations. Okay, and that's pretty common at a corporate level. And they have to figure out how to give away or donate over $1 million every year in our Sioux Falls office. And about 5 years ago, this is the 5th annual, our president in the Sioux Falls office decided that, you know, we have 600 employees in our Sioux Falls office, and many of the employees in the Sioux Falls office are involved in their communities. They have organizations and agencies that they use, or that they care about, that they volunteer for, or that they donate their own hard-earned money to support. So he thought, rather than have just this executive board, who is very limited in scope, only 6 or 7 people, decide every single year where that entire donation amount goes to, why not push that down and let some of our employees decide who to give that money to? Because after all, we're the ones living and working, volunteering and donating right within our communities. It was a brilliant idea. They started what they call the Community Impact Challenge. And they broke the building up into about 8 different sections, or 8 teams. Each team is led by one of our executives or one of our senior leaders. And we're each given a pool of money. And then the task is to decide which organizations that team most wants to donate that money to. Okay, so everybody gets the same amount of money to start with. We can only pick, 1 to 3 agencies. And in the past 5 years, you guys wouldn't believe the agencies that are in this area that help and support all of our community. And we're not giving away $1 million donations. And so we've really tried to focus on the smaller organizations where, a modest amount of money, a modest donation will have a really big impact. Not that we don't donate to the bigger organizations, we do donate to Special Olympics, to Make-A-Wish, to Junior Achievement, the really big organizations that are national, that get lots and lots of donations. $5,000 or $10,000 might not make a big, huge difference. But to a program like this, to a school lunch program, $5,000 or $10,000 can make a huge difference in a lot of kids. We have so many different organizations that we've learned about since we've started to do this. So that's we all get the same amount of money to start with. So then we have a challenge at the end. Each committee, so each team forms a subcommittee, and that's what you see here. Dedicated subcommittee members who go and try to help this little team over and above their regular day jobs. All of us have day jobs, all of us are very busy, but yet we put aside time, usually once a week for 5 or 6 months. We try to survey the rest of our team members. So Team Baker, I think, has 90 or 100 other team members. So we send out a survey, we ask people, what do you think? Where do you think we should give this money to? Where do you think we should give donations to or give volunteer time to? Sammons gives every employee 8 hours worth of volunteer time that we can use anywhere we want in the community once a year. So not only do we give the money, but we also give the support through volunteer hours. We narrow it down. You know, 1 year, I know Team Baker had 79 organizations and we could only pick 3. It's like, ah! So the subcommittee gets together and they work very, very hard at vetting all of the organizations, maybe coming up with a theme. Are we going to help children's organizations this year? Are we going to help, you know, vets this year? Are we going to help animals this year? Whatever the theme might be, they come up with. You guys obviously rose to the top of that list. Lori Gottman has been your champion. She is the one that came and told us about this organization, championed this organization, and ended up that you guys were one of the top 3 that were chosen. So the challenge, there can be some extra funds awarded based on creative presentation. Subcommittee has to get together and go in front of that executive board, 30 minutes of a presentation to say why you guys should be chosen to be given the donation. Transformational awards are given if this award is going to transform your organization or transform the community in a really large way. Extra dollars are given. And volunteer opportunities is another award. So if the committee can say to the executive board, you know what, our employees are really involved in this organization and we're going to spend 10, 20, 30 hours volunteering for that organization, you can also get extra funds. So there's a little bit of competition, a little bit of a challenge thrown in every year. Every year there's one best team award. We're still gunning for it every year, but I know with Lori and Angela and Austin and the rest of them, they're gonna get to that, no problem at all.
Our team won that last year. I will say.
You did. Team Elhoff.
No, Team Hicks won it last year.
Hicks. Okay. I'm going to turn it over to Lori Gottman. Like I said, Lori Gottman has really been a leader in Team Baker, and she has definitely been the agency champion for Angel Fund. So, thank you, Lori.
Thanks, Christy. All right. Good afternoon. I won't be long. Like I said, my name is Lori, and when we reached out to our team and asked for suggestions, Carrie Steenholt actually came back with this idea to fund the Angel Fund. And some of the reasons behind that was she used to live in a neighborhood real close to here, right?
Like 2 blocks that way.
Yep. And your neighbors, you'd hear them out playing with your children, and some of them would tell you how they had like just a snack for lunch today, or they didn't get like a hot lunch that day. And some of her experiences just were kind of disheartening to us. There shouldn't ever be a kid, in my opinion, I have 2 kids myself, who gets turned away at the lunch line at no fault of their own. They can't control things like that. And so that's really the spirit behind why this gift is being given today. And with that, you're probably all in suspense, like how much money is the check for?
Oh my gosh.
Right? I felt like that when I was right now. Yeah. Okay, so it is with great pride that we award $15,000. That is, can we get a
Thank you. Absolutely.
So we chose the Angel Fund at the recommendation of one of our coworkers who had witnessed a lot of her neighbor kids coming home and telling her that they hadn't had a warm lunch. Also, having kids myself, I've seen that also, and my kids actually have unfortunately come home at times and said, hey, we just got a cheese sandwich and an apple because I slacked off and didn't put money in their account. Regardless of the reason, you know, we just feel that no child should ever have to go without a hot lunch or be singled out like that, because it's not their fault. Whether it's a parent who's absent-minded like me or a parent who just can't afford it, doesn't matter. like we wanted to make sure that there was money in this fund so that kids didn't have to have that experience.
Yeah, the Angel Fund is a fund of money that we utilize to be able to provide lunches or meals to individual students that may not be able to afford it for themselves. Now, some of our individuals that qualify for the free and reduced lunch, theirs is taken care of. But for those next tier of individuals that due to life circumstances, their families just may be going through some type of a hardship or whatever those circumstances are, they're just not able to afford that. The Angel Fund steps in and helps to provide that meal and takes care of that cost for those individual students that are in that situation. Often it's of no fault whatsoever, obviously, of the child. It's just a situation the family's in, and so we step in with that Angel Fund to be able to take care of that. So those individuals that provide those funds, we're obviously grateful for, and it goes a long ways in helping kids.
We started the Community Impact Challenge at Sammons, I think 5 years ago, and this is my 4th year participating. We get a pool of funds for every team to allocate within the community to really try to drive interest and involvement with our team members across the organization. And we add a little competitive edge in there, allowing us to win different prizes or win money. Basically, we get nothing out of it, but we win money for the organizations that we choose. And the spirit behind it is, in addition to supporting the big heavy hitter organizations that get money from tons of other organizations, but really to spread that out throughout our community. And if we can do that with other organizations that people are passionate about, we're meeting the goal.
A gift like this, $15,000, that's incredible for a group to come in and see a need and be able to give that money to be able to meet that need. And it'll go a long ways in helping kids, especially those elementary kids that come in each day and don't know anything different. They're just looking to be able to get their education, and they're having fun, and they obviously want that meal each day. And so this will go a long ways in helping them.
Well, we had several different organizations that were nominated on our team. I think we had 20 different to choose from, and so we narrowed it down to just a theme. And our theme this year was children and compassion.
And I just spoke earlier today with some students at Washington High School on their academic letters. And they're obviously gifted students academically. And one of the parts that I talked to them about is there's an academic piece, there's also that commitment to your society and leaving a legacy at the school. And part of leaving a legacy is reaching out and doing things for others that may not be able to do that same thing for themselves. And that's what part of leaving a legacy is, because someday they're going to become community members. And part of the responsibility of a community member is to give back to others, because things have maybe been given to them, or they're in a certain status, or they just have that ability to do so. But they really need to give back to others within the community to help everybody in the community. And obviously that's something that Sammons Financial has done today in giving this gift, is been able to reach back out and give things to individual students or families that may not be able to provide for themselves.
This is my 4th year doing this program, and this is probably my favorite thing about my job. For some people, some people choose not to get involved. For me, it's a huge retention tool, because I feel very, very proud to come out into the community and represent our organization in this way.